Alright, it's time. Alright, it's time. Conference championships. Biggest time of the year. Notre Dame will never play one. So, it's time to pick who's going to win each conference. And we actually have the matchup, so I can't just make a guess off who I think will win. But we start this with the game that starts and kicks this all off. And what a game to kick it all off on Friday night. Utah versus Oregon for the Pac-12 championship. Utah's favored by 6 points. Utah's the one that has a lot more on the game compared to Oregon. But Oregon's played a lot better opponents compared to Utah. Well, one better opponent compared to Utah and Auburn, and that's one of their losses. They lost that one close, too. Utah has played one ranked team, USC, and they got beat by the third stringer. I think Utah, I'm sorry, but no college football playoff this year. Oregon will be the Pac-12 championship. And I think they're going to cover this spread too. They're going to win by more than 6 points. Next one that most people don't really know about. Of course, we got Miami, Ohio, and Central Michigan. And that is for the conference MAC. No one really cares about that conference, but they've really been beating each other up back and forth. Central Michigan's favored by 7. I don't know these teams very well, even though I live pretty much in the MAC conference. MAC conference pretty much like northern central United States. It's like Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, Iowa. It's like those schools pretty much. They're the small schools from those states. And I think I'm just going to pick Central Michigan to win this. They're favored by 7. I don't think they'll cover the spread, though. I think it'll be a close game because, I don't know. I don't pay attention to these schools, even though I live by them. Then another game I don't really know much about is UAB and Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic's favored by 7.5. I'm pretty much going to do the same thing here. I'm going to take the team that's favored and then go against them in the spread and hope that works out. I say that's a pretty good strategy. Then we actually have a game we care about, as in the Big 12 championship, of course. If I remember correctly, I think this is played in Dallas' stadium. I imagine it is. It's Baylor against Oklahoma. They played once before this year already. Baylor controlled 3/4 of that game and then let them come back in the fourth. Oklahoma was favored by 9 points in this game. The real question is, did Baylor figure out what they did wrong in that first game? Because, if I'm being honest, Baylor is the more complete team here. They have the much better defense. The offense isn't as strong. It's like both good and good, while Oklahoma has pretty amazing offense and not so good defense. So, I can't pick against Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma wins this game, but I do think it's going to be closer than 9 points. I think Baylor will cover that spread. Then, in another conference, I forget which conference this one is. It's the one with Appalachian State in it, as they play Louisiana. Appalachian State's favored by 6 points. I don't think they're going to lose this game. I don't think Appalachian State's that good either. So they're probably going to get blown out in their bowl game, whoever they play. That's going to be interesting to see who they actually play, too. But I do think they're going to beat Louisiana in their conference. Then, one of my favorite conferences right now, as pretty much took over for the Big East since that conference had to collapse. As, of course, I'm talking about the American Athletic Conference. And we have Cincinnati and Memphis going head-to-head in back-to-back weeks. And they pretty much copy-pasted how much Memphis won by the first week, since it is being played at Memphis. And they're favored by 9 points. Memphis probably going to win again, let's be honest. But I don't think it's going to be 9 points again. I think this game's going to be a lot more low-scoring, a lot more defense. and it's going to be a lot closer. I think Cincinnati will keep it closer than 9 points at least. Then, Georgia, LSU, being played in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, home of the Atlanta Falcons. LSU is favored by 7.5 points. I got LSU winning this one, of course. But I think it's going to be a 3-point game. 3 or 4 point game. I think it's going to be somewhere around there. I think Georgia's going to surprise a ton of people and keep this game closer. A lot closer than what people expect. Then we have the Hawaii, of course. And then Boise State. This is Mountain West. Boise State is favored by 14 points. Boise State wins this. They're pretty much bid to play against the Power 5 team. I don't see Boise State's going to win this. They'll go on to play a good team. And we'll see how that game goes in the bowl game, of course. I don't think they'll win. No one's compared to UCF a couple years back, even though UCF played a team that benched a lot of their starters. But anyways, Boise State will win and cover the spread. Then we have Virginia and Clemson and the ACC Conference Championship. Don't know where this one's being played at, though. Didn't really look at that. Clemson's favored by 28.5 points. It's quite obvious. Clemson's winning this game. If they lose this game, it'd probably be the upset of the century and completely knock Clemson, maybe even out of the top 15 of the rankings. Probably out of the top 15 of the rankings. That'd be crazy if they lost, though. But they ain't going to lose. They're probably going to win by more than 28.5 points, which I kind of expect. They're putting a statement win in this one. Count that. And we have Ohio State, Wisconsin. Ohio State is favored by 16.5 points. This is a course played in Indianapolis, Indiana, at Lucas Oil Stadium, best stadium in the NFL. And Ohio State's favored by 16.5 points once again. And Ohio State's winning this. And if they want to keep their 1 seed, they'll put a statement down. Ohio State will put another statement down. They probably found a way to stop Wisconsin's offense even more than they did the first time. And Wisconsin's defense ain't going to be able to stop Ohio State's offense. So, all in all, those are my conference champions this year, who I think will win at least. If you guys agree or disagree, tell me down below. I want to know why. You guys have a suggestion for another video, tell me that down below. May end up doing that sometime in the near future. Of course, thanks for watching. Make sure to click those links down there. It's Instagram, Twitter, Discord, and Patreon. And just make sure to keep the sports weed flowing throughout the day.